Okay, now, if you're ridiculously stupid and cheap, you can see the, or, I mean, if you get another, you can watch it anyhow.
Yeah.
Tarver versus
Mariki. Elvir Mariki.
other channel, June 9th. Antonio Tarver competing.
Terrible.
With this pay-per-view.
Thank goodness Showtime chose this time to make an exception and not put one on the first of the month and do it later on.
You want to compete with a pay-per-view, compete with the bullshit the week before.
Yeah,
My
June
God.
2nd. And that sticks with your whole ridiculous plan of only showing one fight card, and it has to be on the first Saturday, so you changed that for this one. That was real good. So Tarver coming back, first fight since the Hopkins fight, actually a year to the day.
That should be a knockout.
Fight. Definitely.
And on the undercard,
Chad Dawson.
fight I'm looking more forward to, Chad Dawson versus Jesus Ruiz.
Yeah, and hopefully both of them win, of course, and Dawson and Tarver can fight each other.
Yeah, Dawson, I'm a knockout there for sure.
Oh, yeah, I picked knockouts probably in about the mid-rounds for both of them. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. Tarver's not the quickest starter in the world, so it could go later, but yeah, should be a knockout.
Yes.
And so great night of fights there, great weekend of fights there. A little fucking heavy on fights.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when there's dates open.
Yep.
Or dates with not nearly as important and stuff. Yeah, the week before mainly, of course.
But
and June 30th, just Hollyfield for that. So.
Moving right along, we got June 14th. Hasim Rahman versus Taurus Sykes.
Versus Network there.
And Kid Diamond's fighting in the quote-unquote main event.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh,
so we got
Kid Diamond is the main event?
Supposedly, yeah.
Didn't know that. I thought Rahman would be the main event.
Well, it's listed that way in BoxRec. Who knows how they'll actually set it up. But and Joe Messi will be there watching.
Oh, yeah.
And Lucian Butte versus Biko is the 15th, the next day. Probably off TV. It's going to be in Canada, so most likely off TV here.
Oh.
And then we got Muhammad Rahman, definitely off TV, versus Florente Condes, the little Pacquiao they're calling him.
June 16th.
Yeah, June 16th, that'll be 105-pound the strawweight division for Rahman's IBF title. Strawweight title.
Should be a win for him.
Also, same day, we got the Olympian Atlantier Solis fighting
Cuban Olympian.
Cuban Olympian. Hopefully, he keeps losing weight. He needs to lose about 105 pounds. Well, not that much, but
no. About 50.
Would be nice.
Yes.
And he'll be fighting someone who's got a good record for his second fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll be knocking that guy out in a round.
Should. Yeah.
And on TV, the fights we'll actually see June 16th.
The two best fights of the day, at least.
Paulie Malignaggi versus Lovemore Injao.
Yeah. And the big one that we're really looking forward to, even more than that one, although we are looking forward to Malignaggi, of course.
Andre Dirrell.
Curtis Stevens, Andre Dirrell. Absolutely. Very worried for Stevens. So
crazy
fight. Yeah, that they're fighting each other. That could be a mega fight 2-3 years from now.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to lean toward Dirrell in that fight. I mean,
I'm going to go with Stevens. I mean,
Dirrell's more skilled. He's
by far.
He's just more skilled.
I mean, and Stevens has improved every time we've seen him, basically. I mean, when we first saw him, I mean, he was straight ahead, no angles, no movement really at all. That was fine. It worked. He
was the chin checker. He was the knockout guy.
It worked then. I mean, look who he's fighting in those early fights.
Yeah.
But I mean, as he's moved up, he's changed his style. Much more skilled, much more timed with his punches, and just more patient and everything. Become a much better fighter in the last several years. The two great up-and-coming prospects, possibly the two best prospects, really, in boxing, besides maybe Berto.
I don't know. This fight...
Just not a good idea for either one of them.
Him using his current style isn't going to be the way to try to fight Dirrell. He probably would have a better chance going back to his old style when he debuted.
Keep coming after him, probably, because Dirrell's going to outbox him if he tries to... Yeah, he definitely shouldn't try to box with him. And Dirrell just has the kind of Roy Jones unorthodox style of fighting, not that kind, of course.
Yeah,
just very unorthodox style of fighting. He switches from
speed,
left to right, just throws punches from odd angles completely, leaps in with left hooks and uppercuts, no jab. So
Stevens, you got your work cut out for you.
If you can beat him, you're really going places, definitely. So
whoever wins that fight,
oh yeah,
title shot should, in the running.
Definitely going places. And Stevens had quite a bit more fights, actually. About 6 or 7 more. But still, Dirrell, unbelievable talent there. Great fight.
And Stevens' friend and comrade, Jadon Codrington, June 20th, going to be fighting.
Boxing,
versus Omar Shika.
Yes, good step up there. Definitely should be an easy knockout, though.
Yep, should be. And Shika's faded anyhow, not that it would matter too much, but Edgar Santana on the undercard. There you go. I guess this is going to be the Friday night fight show, Wednesday night fight show, Manfredo Jr.'s
yeah,
fighting.
That's the Friday night fight.
He should win that.
Yeah, second fight since the Calzaghe loss.
The 21st, Thursday, Vicente Escobedo supposedly fighting. No opponent listed, so who knows if it's true.
He has fought on quite a few Thursdays, and they're never shown, of course, so probably will be true, actually, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. June 22nd, Juan Manuel Lopez fighting.
That's probably a telefuture. Probably will be, at least.
Julio Cesar Garcia.
Yes.
Supposedly fighting.
On ESPN.
Looks possible, actually.
Yeah, on ESPN.
Because Joe Casamayor is also supposedly fighting then.
Yep, and they were going to be on the same card. That's how they were talking about it earlier, because they're both promoted.
So it should be on the same card, same promoter.
Yeah, Roberto Duran and Luis de Cubas, all of them.
All the Cuban groups.
Yeah, basically.
Which they should have the freaking Cuban bops.
Yeah, they should have all 3 of them, the 3 Olympians that came over. But anyway.
Got some Germans stuffing them in a high school gymnasium.
And who doesn't care about them at all, of course. But anyway, June 22nd, Garcia looks to be on Friday Night Fights, so if Casamayor's on that same card, obviously he would be the main event.
Yep.
Or who knows?
Who knows?
It's Casamayor, we know how they treat him.
I'll take him on TV.
Yeah, whatever, as long as he's shown, definitely. That's the main thing. So hopefully that's the Friday Night Fights. It's a great Friday Night Fights.
Definitely.
That's huge.
I'd look more forward to that than the next night.
Yep, at the Castillo.